guys, so if you're wondering what this is, I got bitten by a mosquito. These are just scars. I just happen to have extremely sensitive skin. Look pretty gnarly at first, so that is why I have not filmed in a couple weeks now. It looked like I was bitten by a vampire, so yeah. But anyway, it is healing, and now I'm just looking for a way to make the scars go away. I hear that baby oil helps. Kind of random, but if you guys know of what would help me get rid of these scars, let me know in the comments below. Please. Anyway, with that very long story out of the way, I've been wanting to tell you guys about something that I have been doing sort of on the side, and that is subbing with the Ensign Symphony that is located here in the Seattle area. So I know that sounds a little bit like, whoa, where did that come from? That's kind of out of the blue. I actually haven't even been here for a year, and I've been lucky enough to land this position kind of randomly. You see, a lot of times when you go to like music school and stuff and they ask you what you want to be when you get out of music school, to be really honest, I basically just made up answers to that question all the time. Everything that I am doing right now, I did not plan to do. YouTubing, of course. I started it on the side and didn't really think much of it. In terms of flute teaching, I had actually promised myself when I was younger that I would never teach the flute. Ever. That is a very dumb thing to do. I ended up falling in love with teaching. And lastly, the thing that I thought I would never do, because to be really frank and honest, I was never the best flutist when I was in my undergrad, hence why I called myself just another flutist. So this last thing was that I promised myself that I would never be part of an official symphony, but I kind of am now. The way it happened was that, you guys remember Courtney Westcott from the last video I made? I met her when I went to the Seattle Flute Festival. I told Courtney that I was moving up here, and so she was like, hey, you want to come to a Seattle Flute Society event? And I was like, yeah, okay. And there, at that event, Courtney introduced me to a lovely person named Rose. Rose Johnson is a local flutist here in the Seattle area. We became friends, and I asked her to come over for hot chocolate, and we had some hot chocolate. A couple months later, the second flutist of the Ensign Symphony that she plays in couldn't make one of the concerts. She was like, hey Joanna, do you want to sub? And I'm like, yeah. So I subbed in for that one concert and all of its rehearsals. I thought that was just going to be a one-off thing. During the summer, I actually got asked to officially audition as an official sub for the Ensign Symphony. So I was like, okay. I was actually up in Vancouver during the time that the auditions are taking place. So they did actually allow me to shoot my own audition here at home. So it was actually like, the background is what you see here. The audition material was actually posted online on their website. Different symphonies do it in a couple of different ways. Some orchestras give you an audition list with the excerpts and the measure numbers of the excerpts they want you to play, along with concertos or selections from other like solo pieces that they want to hear you play. Ensign Symphony actually posted all of the audition excerpts that they wanted us to play for them right onto their website. I just downloaded it straight from there, practiced it, played it, shot it, sent them the link. So the reason why you guys haven't seen this video, even though I actually did post it online, is because I have unlisted it. I really don't plan on releasing that video to the public because it really should just be between me and Ensign Symphony. So just so you guys know. Okay. I sent that in, and then like 1 or 2 weeks later, I got an email from them saying, hey, congratulations, you know, you are officially part of the Ensign Symphony now as an official sub. And that's how that happened. As you can see, this kind of stuff you can't really plan for. That's sort of the life of a classical musician, or actually of any musician. At the bottom of it, we're all performing artists and we're all waiting to be spotted. That's just me making it super plain for you guys. There are ways though for you to encourage yourself to be spotted. One of those ways is to do what I did, which is just networking. So networking is basically just you being friendly and making friends with people. That is all. Like I said, I met Courtney Westcott at the Seattle Flute Festival. She introduced me to Rose, and then Rose asked me to sub in. And then Ensign Symphony asked me to audition to be an official sub for them. So you see how it's like a chain of events, you know, like one thing leads to another. So the best way possible to get yourself spotted is really just to be friendly and to be nice. So recently I have been asked in to sub for a rehearsal for the Ensign Symphony, and I got a few clips there. I did get permission to shoot a little bit in there. This is what it looked like. So I kind of liked how I did it in my last video where I left you guys with a few tips before I said ta-ta. So here are a few tips about being an orchestral sub. Number 1. Be organized. And why do you have to be organized? It is because the orchestra will just kind of call you or email you out of nowhere and ask you if you can sub in for like the next day or the next week. And if you are not organized and scheduled, you will double book. You do not want to do that. It's also really important to learn how to prioritize. In the event that you are asked to sub in, but it's colliding with something that's more important for your career or your family or something like that, you're gonna have to make the choice about whether or not you should sub in. That is a choice that I cannot tell you how you should make it, but just letting you know, heads up, that's probably gonna happen. All right, number 2, when you get the music, practice it. If you're lucky, the orchestra that you are subbing in for will have some sort of rehearsal schedule. And in that rehearsal schedule, they'll tell you which parts they're going to be rehearsing for that particular rehearsal. However, there have been many cases where they will just kind of decide on the spot that they want to rehearse a different spot. So the best thing to do is to actually practice all of the music that you get, even the parts that you don't think will be covered during the rehearsal. Number 3, you should probably be pretty darn good at sight reading. I did make a little video about sight reading, which I will link for you here. I made that quite a long time ago, but that does have my basic tips on sight reading for you. You never know, you may actually walk into rehearsal and there is a new piece of music that you were not given as part of your packet to practice. You'll kind of have to pull off playing it as if you've like always played it. And number 4, you will need to pay probably sharper attention than the musicians who are around you. This is because the musicians who are around you have already been playing that piece or whatever for at least a little while, or at the very least they have been playing with each other for a very long time. You're the new person in the group, so you're the one who has to adjust to everyone around you. Pay attention to how people tune, articulation, how people play together. So that is it in terms of the tips that I am leaving for you guys. The best part about being a sub is that you get to have the fun of playing the music without the full responsibility for how it comes out. I'm a very responsible adult. So anyway, if you guys like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe to be notified of when I make a new video. My last video is over there, so you can go click it to check it out. And you can follow me on all my social media that I've put right underneath here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. How do I say this without sounding really weird? And why do you have to be organized? It is because the blah. And why do you have to be I'm talking too fast. Okay, it was a Seattle Flute Society masterclass type thing. I am burping in the middle of my sentences. I already did that in the last video, and I really shouldn't do that. Bonus footage! What? So for those of you who have made it this far into the video, I must say I applaud you. Thank you very much for holding on with me because you get a treat. Some of you may remember some really old videos that I made with my best friend Carrie Toe. She is a bassoonist that graduated in the same year that I did at the University of British Columbia. After we graduated, we split off to get our master's degrees at 2 different institutions. I went to San Francisco State University in, obviously, San Francisco, California, while she went to the Royal College of Music in London, UK. So granted that our master's degrees were kind of crazy, we have not actually seen each other in 3 years until last week. We met up in a super cute coffee shop in Vancouver and she gave me a present. Yeah, a very British thing. Carrie says that she actually kind of likes it. I think she only was asking for me to try it in front of her over Skype, but I decided to take it to another level and try it on my YouTube channel. My favorite part of the back of this is that it says, questions? Call the Marmite Love Line free. Let's do this. I have spoon and I'm just going to eat it straight because I'm dumb like that. Part of me is like, Joanna, why did you agree to do this? But for friendship forever, I am doing this. Oh, here we go. Oh, it smells like Chinese sauce, like black bean sauce, like super salty. I probably shouldn't eat too much of it then. All right, wow, that's some pasty business. That is very salty. Yeah, it tastes like Chinese sauce. I don't actually really mind it. Am I just weird? Or am I like meant to be British?